Hello and thanks for stopping by. This is Squeezebox for the Atari 2600, released by US Games in 1982, and I'm playing this cartridge on a Retron 77. This is one of those simple games for the Atari 2600, and I know a lot of games for the 2600 are relatively simple to begin with. This one seems more simple than most. It definitely fits into the simple category. This is a single-player game where you control a jailbird with a gun that needs to shoot an escape route through a wall. Once you open up that path, you can walk on through. The longer it takes you to open up a hole, the faster the walls are going to start to close in. Why the walls are closing in this game, I'm not sure. But this is the mechanic we have to work with, so take it for what it is. If you touch the wall 3 times, the game is going to be over. The left difficulty switch, if you switch it to A, it's going to be a faster speed, and B is going to be a slower speed. If you use the right difficulty switch, it will set your gun to be either manual or automatic fire. The tough part of this game is controlling where your fire goes. It's really clunky. What basically happens is you can press the trigger and you can shoot forward. You move the joystick up and down to move your avatar up and down, and you can shoot other parts. Okay, the problem is if you go to the very top of the level, you can't shoot the entire top rows. You actually have to angle your shot. In order to do that, you have to press the fire button and push the joystick up and hold it, or down, and you will slowly see your avatar angle of shot move, and it's really clunky. The aiming part definitely is the slowest part of this game. It's probably the most frustrating part of this game, because it just takes time for your shot to move. When you can see a part of the wall closing in near the top or the bottom, and you just can't quickly move your shot into that angle, it's really frustrating. You really want to be trying to intercept these things before they get too far, and the basic mechanic here is, it's just so clunky it makes it tough to do that. There is some mild variety in the gameplay, but there's not really much visual variety at all. It's really just one screen, one basic concept, and there's only minor changes aside from that. The first game, Game 1, the bars will grow randomly from each side of the room, and the longer you are in the room, the quicker they start to grow in. If you can create an opening by shooting your way out, you just run through it to make your way to the next room. Game 2, the bars are only going to grow from one side of the room, and you shoot the bars until they turn white. If you make all the bars white, this is you clearing the stage, and you're going to move on to the next one. Game 3, the bars are only going to grow from one wall, but the other wall will be moving in on you, which shrinks the playing field and speeds you up. Games 4, 5, and 6 are the same as games 1, 2, and 3, but they have twice as many colored bars for you to clear. In games 1 and 4, also, if you shoot all the bars off the screen, you will get an extra star. This game, overall, it's a bit boring for my taste. It's really pretty simple, and I know I'd have more complaints if there was only one game type. At least we get 3 different basic games, I guess. It's not quite as bad as the game Coconuts, but this one still feels really dull to me. It's just sort of a one-trick pony. Also, the way they designed the game kind of is frustrating. Your avatar is gigantic on screen. I can't see a good reason it has to be this big. It makes you look goofy. I think this one would have been much better with a much smaller sprite. Even if this was half size, I think this game would have worked much better. It also would have made this seem less like a kid's game. When you have a gigantic avatar out there like this, all I can think of is your target audience is probably a little kid looking for the little cartoon man on screen. But if this was sort of half-sized, I think more people would have been inclined to want to play it maybe. You would have more maneuverability, of course, around the level. I don't know. I think it would just make the game more accessible for a wider audience, and it wouldn't look so, I don't know, cartoony maybe? And I say that knowing that the cartoon representation of the game on the label of the cartridge, I like the label. I think it makes the game look pretty interesting. It just, what you see in the label, the little cartoon man with the gun, doesn't really translate well to this awkward, clunky avatar that we have displayed on screen in front of us. Awkward looking, little large, controls poorly. I don't know, not that great. If you think about it too, it should have all the trappings of a decent game. If the avatar was smaller, I mean, this game functionally is like the game Arkanoid. It's just that it's kind of on its side with a different looking avatar, but functionally it's kind of the same, with some different obstacles in the way, I guess. Well, that's all I have today for Squeezebox for the Atari 2600. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you on another video.